This is Rose Daughter Mackenzie, and today we'll be doing fraction to the lowest term, green card 4B. So last week you did green card 4A with the fractions. If you need to remember that lesson, go back and look at it because it'll help you today to check your work. Today I'm going to be teaching how to do it mathematically where you do not need the fractions, but as I said, you can check your work with the fractions. Also, your work with factor trees this week will come in handy. So I have written my name and I've written the title and the date, and we're going to start by doing 6/9. So on my paper, I'm going to write 1 and then 6/9. So what I'm trying to find is a number that goes into both 6 and 9. I'm trying to find the biggest number that goes into 6 and 9. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a factor tree for both 6 and 9. So I'll do 6, and we know that 2 times 3 equals 6. And those can now be simplified. Also do 9. I know that 3 times 3 equals 9. So I see that both of these have a 3. So I'm going to circle the 3. And I'm going to use the 3. So then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to divide. I'm going to divide the numerator and the denominator each by 3 separately. So I'm going to do 6 divided by 3 and 9 divided by 3. And then using our knowledge of math facts, we get 2 over 3, which is actually interesting because that's the other number in the factor tree. So if you're having difficulty, you can just use your factor tree for that. So now, let's check our work. I'm going to get out 6/9. It's a little hard to get them out of the box. 4, 5, 6. So here I have 6/9. And then I'm going to get out 2/3 because that's what I said they were equivalent to. And let's check. So go with 1, 2, 3 fit on one, and then 3 fit on the other. So you can see that our work mathematically was correct. Let's do another one. I'm going out of order, but I'm just going to write 2 here. But it's actually number 3 for you. It's 15 over 5. So I'm going to make a factor tree for both 15. You know, that's 5 times 3. And 5 doesn't have a factor tree. If we make a factor tree for 5, we know that it's only 1 times 5. So what I'm going to do is divide each by 5 because they both have 5 in common. And it would be 15 divided by 5 and 5 divided by 5. And also, if you notice, this 15 divided by 5 is 3, which is this other number at the bottom of the factor tree. So it's 3 over 1 because that's the other number. And 3 over 1 is also just 3. So we can check our work.
I'm going to pause it as she gets out the fractions.
Okay, so I don't have 15 5s because that would be a lot to cut out, and I don't expect you to have 15 5s, but we can see that 5 5s are equivalent to 1 whole. So because we have 3 of those, we knew if you use multiplication, 5 times 3 would equal 15. So 3 wholes are the same as 15 fifths. I'll do one more with you guys. Let's do 12/8. So I'm going to write down 12 over 8. And I'll write, so we'll make our factor trees. 12 is longer than most. I'm going to do it 3 times 4, but it can also be done 6 times 2. You'll get the same answer because look, I got 12, 3 times 4, and 2 times 2. So this one's going to be a little different than before. And then we're also going to use 8, and it's 4 times 2, and you have 2 times 2. So these have a third level of the factor tree. I'm just going to do that to divide them. So I'm going to do 12, and the greatest thing between them is 4. So we're actually going to divide by 4 because we would like to have the greatest number that goes into both of these. So we'll divide 12 by 4 and 8 by 4. And the trick I taught you before actually still works. You just have to ignore the numbers that go under 4 because that was you dividing 4 into multiple things. So it'll be 3 over 2. So 12/8 is 3 halves. Also known as 1 and 1/2 if it's in mixed number form, because we know that 3 of halves, if you have 3 halves, it's 1, that's 1 and 1/2. That's why I can write it like that. Let us check this. So I've counted out my 12/8, and we're going to double check to make sure that it fits. So I'm going to put, this is difficult with paper, 4 of the 8s fit onto a half, and then the other 8 fit onto the whole. I know this looks bad, but they actually do fit correctly. So then, you know you did your work right. That is the end of the lesson, and you're expected to complete the rest of the cards.